Hello students, this video class is an initiative of Shiv Jyoti Educational Group. I am Shravya Vyas and I gladly welcome you to my class. Today we shall be covering Social Studies Chapter 11, Forests of India. This video is actually the first part of this chapter. We shall be covering the second part of this chapter in the next video. The topics covered in this first part of the chapter would be what are forests and natural vegetation, the importance of forests, and in the next video, the second part of this chapter, we shall cover the types of forests and the conservation of forests and wildlife. What is a forest? A forest is a large area of land covered mainly with trees and other small plants. So, it is a large area covered by trees and other small plants, and these trees grow close to each other and they grow on their own without any humans planting them. That is, humans do not plant these trees and they grow on their own, and because they grow on their own, we call it natural vegetation. What is a natural vegetation? The trees and plants that grow naturally in a region are called natural vegetation. Importance of forests. Forests are an important natural resource. What are natural resources? Resources that are naturally existing in nature without any inputs of mankind or action of mankind are called natural resources. You won't find any human beings working on it or doing anything for their growth or multiplication. So, these are natural resources. For example, you have atmosphere, you have land, you have forests, you have rivers. These are all natural resources, and just like other natural resources, forests are also an important natural resource. Forests are useful to us in many ways. Some important products we get from forests are timber. These woods are used for building houses and making furniture. Firewood, wood used as fuel. People who have no access to gas stove, they actually depend on forests for obtaining firewood. Wood pulp. What is a wood pulp? These are tiny pieces of wood that are pressed to make it soft, and then these wood pulps are used in the manufacture of paper. Cork. So, cork is used in the manufacture of badminton shuttlecocks. If you see the lower part of your badminton shuttlecock, the upper part is the feather and the lower part is made of cork. Gum. Gum is used in the food industries for thickening of sauces, and it is also used in making laddus in winter. Resins. What are resins? Resins are the transparent liquid discharge of trees, and these resins are used in the manufacture of paint. Forests are useful to us in other ways too. Other than the above mentioned uses, forests are also useful in other ways, like forests prevent soil erosion and control floods. How do forests prevent soil erosion? If you notice, the trees, the roots of the trees, they help in holding or keeping the soil together, and thus they prevent soil erosion. So, because the roots of the trees hold the soil together, the upper layer of the soil is protected. And how do forests help in controlling floods? The roots of the trees help in absorbing excess water, and thus they prevent in floods. They help in controlling floods. The trees supply oxygen to the air. Trees breathe in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. And what do these oxygen do? They purify the air, and because trees give out oxygen, the oxygen level in the air is also increased. So, the trees supply oxygen to the air. They increase rainfall by keeping the air cool and releasing water vapor in the air. Trees have a quality to increase the moisture content in the air, and because of that the air becomes cool and water vapor is released into the air, and this in turn increases or enhances the chances of rain. There are many communities and tribes who are almost completely dependent on forests. So, you have a lot of tribal communities who live near or in the forest, and they are completely dependent on forest. That is, their lives are completely revolved around the forest. They depend on these forests for their food, for fuel, for water, for fodder for their cattle, and for various other purposes. And these tribal communities possess traditional knowledge of medicines and other kinds of information. Forests provide shelter to wild animals. There are many wild animals like deers, tigers, elephants, lions, and they all live together in forests. They are all interdependent to each other, and they get their food and shelter in forests. That's why forests provide shelter to wild animals. Thank you.